We spend a lot of time educating the patient why it's important to have eye care. For example, most people don't know that most permanent vision loss is preventable, and most people don't realize that sight-threatening eye diseases don't have symptoms and that you feel fine and see fine and don't have a clue anything's wrong. So while most people think that the reason to have an eye exam is when you're having trouble seeing or your eyes hurt, and that if you feel fine and nothing seems wrong and your glasses aren't broken, that there's no need to do anything, unfortunately that's often not the case. There are many times where the person has a serious problem and is walking around blissfully unaware of it. And that's a problem with chronic diseases of all types. But glaucoma is the notorious example. People have no idea when they have glaucoma. But there's many other examples. The leading cause of permanent vision loss in people under the age of 50 is called amblyopia. And probably you've never heard of that. And that's our fault. We haven't done a good enough job as a profession to educate the public about this, and there's no more awareness of that now than there was 50 years ago. But amblyopia is the failure of vision to develop in one eye, and you need to catch it and treat it when the person is 3.5 or 4 years old. And most people don't realize that you can or should do an eye exam at that age. We actually provide free eye assessments for 3.5-year-olds primarily to catch amblyopia while it's treated. It's very treatable, and we can salvage the situation, and the person can have fully developed vision, see 20/20, have excellent depth perception. But because it's asymptomatic, and because many people mistakenly think that amblyopia, which is improperly called lazy eye, the average person thinks that means the eye turns or wanders, and that's not the case. But because of that misunderstanding, it often goes undetected until their school age. It's still worth trying to treat it at that age, but the odds of success are much lower. There are many other misunderstandings. People think having 20/20 vision means your eyes are perfect everywhere, and sadly that's not the case. So many parents think that when their child gets 20/20 on a school screening, they're fine, and it would be idiotic to have an eye exam, and 20/20 doesn't mean it's perfect at all. The analogy I like to make is that thinking 20/20 means your eyes are perfect in every way is kind of like thinking if you take your temperature and it's 98.6, you can't possibly have any kind of illness. And of course, you could be 98.6 taking your temperature and have high blood pressure or hardening of the arteries or diabetes or even cancer. So while that may sound kind of smart alecky, that's a very good analogy of the limitations of 20/20. Yes, it's normal. Yes, it's good. No, it doesn't mean everything's fine. Some people can need glasses very badly and have 20/20 vision. People don't understand how dynamic vision is when we're young. There's a lens inside the eye, and we flex it to see different distances when we're young, but it's so fast and so quick and so easy we don't realize we're doing that. We all slowly lose that ability as we age. That's why our arms get short when we're in our 40s and beyond, and we have to get bifocals. But young people can struggle with poor control over that process. It can even trip up a child trying to learn how to read and write. So many people who have perfect vision in the distance and don't need glasses in the traditional sense do need a correction or benefit from a correction for eye strain, fatigue, and so forth with doing sustained near-point tasks like desk work, paperwork, computer work. Even young adults who don't need glasses in the traditional sense and have perfect 20/20 vision and 0 for a distance prescription sometimes have a lot of eye strain, fatigue, and headaches at near because they're having a hard time handling the work that the eyes have to do to see up close. We have to pull our focus in by flexing the lens inside the eye. It's called accommodation. And we have to converge the eyes. One's over here and one's over here. They have to keep triangulated as something comes near us. And some people, that's a chore. Some people, that's difficult and it's hard work. They almost never realize it. So and it's frequently overlooked reason for children struggling in the classroom more than they should, and for young adults getting eye strain, fatigue, and headaches. So there are many, many aspects to eye care that the average person has never been told about. In an older patient, say over the age of 45 anyway, we start to really watch hard for silent, sneaky, serious eye diseases like glaucoma, cataracts, macular degeneration. How we take care of ourselves during our lifetime has a huge impact on when or whether we will get these serious problems. This applies to other diseases that have nothing to do with the eye. How we eat, whether we smoke or not, what our weight is, whether we're active, whether we protect our eyes from ultraviolet. All of that has a very significant impact over the long haul. So we recommend that all people have an eye exam at least every year or two to make sure their eyes are healthy. It has nothing to do with if you see well, if you need glasses or whatever. That's important too, of course. But what we're the most concerned about is eye health. That's the main reason you should have an eye exam on a regular basis, no matter what kind of eyes you have.